That heifer right there just don't even care.
Save yourself now.
Action.
Hey, everybody.
What do you say, folks? Appreciate everybody getting on in here.
Hey, everybody.
Ooh, we got 24, 21 to start off with. Thank y'all coming on in. Hope everybody's had a pretty good week. I know most of y'all are buried under 4 foot of snow or fixing to be.
That's what Carl was just talking about.
They chirping that we might see ice. Maybe. But I'm gonna tell you what, if that happens, it's gonna shut the whole state down here. We don't know how to drive and that kind of mess.
Nobody does.
The South takes off for that day. We tried it one time and we were spinning tires headed down the road.
It was interesting.
It was. Yeah, we just, it wasn't no good.
No.
We're still on the fire department. Long story short, we got called for a wreck in the ice storm. And some teenage boys got out. Their daddy told them not to get in the truck. Well, what'd they do? They got in the truck, tearing up the road, ended up putting it in the ditch on its side. And when we got called to it, we pulled out on the asphalt highway. And buddy, tires didn't do nothing but spin. And I think we did, 15 miles an hour getting down there.
It took us like a solid 15 minutes to drive a quarter mile.
Yeah, it was pitiful. Yeah. Thankfully, nobody was hurt and all that.
Yeah.
But other than that, we've had a pretty good week, I guess.
Much better than last week.
Yeah, last week was a little bit of a tough week.
Yeah, and look, y'all, let me just get this out of the way. I already made a call and apologized, but it was in a roundabout way brought to my attention that that maybe I wasn't in the best of moods to be here last week. And I'm not going to bore y'all with a lot of details or whatever, but I do apologize for the way I was. I was having a lot of trouble with some health problems that day, and normally I just stay away and hide because it's just not a good situation. But I do apologize if anybody thought I was just grumpy or in a bad mood. It's not that I didn't want to be here at all. I was feeling horrible that day, but I do apologize. So thank y'all for bearing with me.
Folks understand when you don't feel good, you don't feel good.
I just didn't want anybody thinking that I don't love y'all, because I do. It was just a bad day. But either way, I do apologize. I hope y'all hang with us. So, moving on.
Mm-hmm. Ain't much beekeeping happening around, well, for none of us, really. Now,
it got cold this week.
Maybe. Next week, may go pick up the first nuke of 24.
That's crazy. It's going to be 17 degrees one night this week. Low 20s a few. And then next week, it's going to be warm enough to go buy honeybees. That's the winter in the South.
Which I'll be happy. So we can start getting on this line of getting everybody built back up before season really gets in here on us. So hopefully we're going to try to get ahead on that end of things. Most of y'all probably seen no community page. The open air colonies are no longer with us, people. It is, we don't know where the bees are. We found some of the comb,
It was heartbreaking.
but have
Because they
no.
were doing so good.
Yeah, they was doing pretty
And
good
we
up
just
there.
bought that drone thing with the camera so we could fly it up there and see the colony. And before we got to, it's gone. It was gone.
Last week's bad weather come through here, and it I think in Mobile at the airport, which is about the way the crow flies, probably 10 miles, 15 maybe. But they clocked around 106 gusts come in. Then we was watching the weather, and the weatherman was talking about one of them thunderstorms, just the storm alone was moving 90 miles an hour.
Minnesota Mike said the open hive freeze dried.
Oh, they probably did, brother.
Yeah.
It pulled them babies up, and there's a good hard cluster somewheres. But we're really hoping they pulled through and kind of see what they did. But on to the next one, as they say again.
Mm-hmm.
We got a souvenir out of it, though. That'll go for wax rendering here for too long.
I was writing back to DC. I'm trying to catch up on the comments.
Let's
Hey,
see
Miss
who's
Jan.
See who's all in
Just
here.
came in. Pastor Larry and Miss Jan and Miss Leona. I said hey to them in the chat, but y'all make sure Miss Leona knows we said hey.
Yes, ma'am and sir. Well, you thought that's a firecracker woman right there.
We were just talking to our special guest, and I told her I would love to sit down with a pot of coffee and that lady and just listen to her one day.
Yes. We had a good chat the other night with them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see here. Earl. That's a while back.
I'm just here for the money. What are your checks, lady? Here.
I hear
Caught my eye.
you might.
Hey, Carl. I don't know if Haley's watching, but hey, Haley.
Let's see. Let me run it back up here. Well, we got
There's
flying
a
through the
lot of
comments
people.
tonight.
I saw Tar Hill and Ricky and Miss Ruth and
Highland Honey,
tons of
Darren,
people.
Earl.
Grayson. Yeah, it was good to see Earl in here. I hope you're feeling better.
JW Soapstone Farms and Bees.
He said he might pop in to check his new setup. He said Lee helped him get a camera, mic, and what he needed.
Mm-hmm.
He said he needed a test run.
Come on in. Mr. Russell Amon, appreciate you, brother. Tar Hill. You got half tracks there, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Tangway.
Matt.
Tom. Yep. Let's see. Stone River Stuffy.
Sarah's in the chat, y'all.
We're gonna have her on in here in just a minute.
Very soon.
Let's see. Bobby B, Brian B, James Noel, appreciate you, brother. All right, y'all. Well, let's see if I can get back to the bottom of the comments now. Redfish, appreciate you. Yeah, thank y'all, everybody coming on in. Now,
Redfish, that's a new name.
mm-hmm. Had several new subs come on. Not sure if any of y'all are in here or not, but the ones of you that did, new subs and all that, thank y'all for coming on board. We appreciate you. Our members, thank y'all very, very much.
Hey, Sharon and Kimberly. I guess Miss Jan typing said she's sitting here listening to every word. She said, come on by and we'll put on a pot of coffee. We're going to have to make us a weekend trip one day, Miss Leona. Come see y'all.
Well, let me say something on the coffee end. Okay. Hannah has taken me down this road of coffee that I've never been on before. I've never been a coffee drinker ever.
It's hilarious, y'all. He is addicted to Yellowhammer coffee.
I wouldn't call it so much of an addiction.
Look, I don't even have to ask to stop and get coffee when we go to town anymore. He does it all by himself.
Anyway, this road she has taken me down on this coffee.
It's hilarious.
I've just never liked the taste of coffee. Some of y'all are probably, your mouths are probably open that big right now going, what is wrong with you, buttons? But sweet tea is my gig. Coffee is hers. But I don't know, a few weeks back,
Couple months back.
okay, sometime back,
Yeah.
we stopped at, there's a coffee joint here called Yellowhammer Coffee. Now, I don't know if they're all through the state of Alabama or what, but what they call that thing?
It's a white chocolate mocha with whipped cream on top, and he is hopelessly addicted to it.
I wouldn't call it addiction, but it's pretty good. Well, it went from a medium cup to getting large cups now. Anyway, before we get lost on that and I derail, I've been hooked on this Yellowhammer coffee. Well, we went to Mississippi and went to a local coffee house. I don't want to say the name and put a black eye on them because Hannah loves their coffee. But we went in there and I asked Hannah going in, I was like, do they have that same whatever it is and all? She's like, yeah, they got it here. I was like, okay, awesome. That's what I'll try. And we'll head on out. Well, went in there and she got a big cup and I got me a big cup. And y'all, my taste buds were excited. Before I even took a drink, they was getting fired up. And she's already sipping on hers. Get her in the truck. I go around and jump in the truck, sit down. Well, I turn that coffee up. Ooh, my word, that was just terrible.
It's not nearly as sweet. It's real coffee. It's not like the base is black coffee.
It was a shocker to my taste buds. I put that thing, I just sat it down and I looked at her and she's like,
his face looked like a 2-year-old the first time you give him a lemon kind of thing. He was put out.
I'm done with this. You can have it. I know not to get that anymore. We'll go to the place over here on our side of the state line. But yeah.
Ricky said he could use it to blackmail. Yeah. Food for thought.
Well, I couldn't do it. I could not take another sip of that mess. I told her, I said, I'll just throw it out the window. You can have it 1 or 2. And she gladly accepted.
I did. I ended up drinking 3 large white chocolate mochas that day because I drank both of ours from the first coffee house. And then we had to go into town that afternoon. And he was still pouting about it. He was like, I'm going to stop and get me one. So I got one while we were there.
Wasn't pouting, it was disgust.
Yeah.
Big difference. But
oh, he said, how about an espresso and cheesecake?
I
could do that. Flip said he didn't drink coffee either.
Okay, so we
you got one.
Got one with me
in your court.
Good deal.
But understand you.
Well, y'all, let's see. We've been yakking 15 minutes.
Yeah. Taking up our guest time.
We're gonna go through the prayer list, y'all. Once again, if there's anybody we need to add to or take away, or if you're new to watching us, we do a prayer list each week for folks. So if you have anybody that's heavy on your heart needing prayer,
yeah,
let us know. And if you don't want to divulge any information, just put it unspoken in there, and good Lord knows what we're talking about on things.
That's it. There's a whole conversation about coffee going in the chat now.
Well, y'all sit down and get you some tonight. And 2, ladies, y'all, this is y'all's time to just run it tonight.
Mm-hmm. Girl power.
Girl power tonight.
All right,
y'all come on in.
All
right, do you? Okay.
All right. We got Mr. Mark Miller, Hillbilly Earl, Ed and his wife, Miss Chris, Mr. Pat, the Dirt Rooster's dad, Miss Deb, the Sun Bunny, Bob's friend Jason Cooper, Grammy Lisa. We got her son and two of her granddaughters on here. Bob and his family, especially him and his wife. Tom McAfee's family. Mr. Donnie. Michael Tangway's wife, Miss Cindy. Miss Carla Green. And then we got Mr. Larry and Miss Sherry Gandy and Mr. Larry's mom on here. DC's parents, especially his mom. James Knowles' family. Lee, his sister Nikki King. Donnie Fixner's wife, Miss LaFay. David Hoskins' little baby granddaughter in the NICU. Honeystone Farm, Flip, his daughter Samantha. Baby Luca that Mr. Dan Weaver put on here. Minnesota Mike, Canada Brad, but he put an update in his vlog video the other day. Said his eyesight was really good, but he was having pressure build up, I think he said. So keep him in your prayers still. The Brown and daughters, beekeepers in Israel. Pam's Garden put her friend Mindy on here. Philip Mentee's best friend, Deanna Wheeler. He's the one last week said she got out of the hospital, but still needed prayers.
I believe you.
And then Philip's Aunt Linda and his cousin Lorinda. Sarah's daughter, Crystal, is on here. The Jennifer Brown family. Russell Amon's wife, Miss Brenda. Philip, he was sick last week. Is he better?
I think that, yeah, he said he was feeling better, getting over.
And then Sarah's husband's cousin, she added him. His name's Phil. She said he's in the hospital with kidney failure. And then somebody sent us an email, right? Jeremy
That was
from Queen Bee's Honey.
that was the one we need to add to. Jeremy Valley.
Yeah. Their newest little baby, Isaiah. I know last time he was in the chat, he was kind of talking about him, but he's having, what they say, some heart problems. The baby is. So y'all keep that little fella in your prayers.
He said that the little fella may need surgery. They got him on some medicine, or he may not need surgery. They're kind of in this lull of trying to figure out if the little fella's going to need it or not. But,
Bobby's B, I saw your comment. I will add y'all right now.
Donnie Fitchner says, thank you. Just put that up there.
Oh, that is awesome, Mr. Donnie. That's really good to hear.
Philip
Really,
Brian.
you don't know why? Because Tim is famous for starting to push buttons on that phone, and he will shut everything down before it's over with. So everybody started picking on him, calling him Buttons. So that's his name when we go live.
Oh, okay, that's what he is.
He said, "What's up with the logo? Go line Buttons and Hannah."
Yes, sir.
Hey, Lisa. I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in, but hey.
My computing skills ain't very, very well. And like she said, I have it just don't go as fast as I want it to. So when I push a button and it don't work right then, I just go to pushing other buttons until things start working. Or like it did, what was it, our second one of our first few lives, I ended up just ending the whole thing, I think, pushing the button, and we had to start over on YouTube, something. But anyway, that's where it led up to buttons. It's me pushing them things all the time.
Really? I didn't see Lee come in. Well, I agree with them, Lee. We got to watch most of it. I got to finish it still, but that was a really awesome show y'all did with Brian and his wife this morning.
Oh yeah, I was we was up at her grandma's house, and she was sitting with her today and just kind of occupied my mind. I was out metal detecting out in the orchard out there, and I had y'all down in my pouch. And before I knew it, it worked out pretty good because the phone started chirping just as soon as y'all went off this morning, Lee. And ended up having to keep that thing on charger all day in the truck. But all right, y'all.
Okay.
Without further ado,
let's get on to who everybody came to see tonight.
That's it, Miss Sara. Y'all give her a warm welcome. And
everybody knows her, but we're going to really get to know her tonight.
We're going to hear Sarah's story. All right, let's get her in here. All right, let me get this here.
We got to figure out how to do all the sound effects like Johnny does.
Well, I can go through it, but y'all bad about don't be pushing buttons.
Hey,
all right, Miss Sara.
Hey, Sarah.
Minasan, konnichiwa. Hey, everybody.
There we go. How are you?
She's got it.
I'm good. I'm excited to be here with you guys. I've been looking forward to this all week.
We have too.
Yes, ma'am. You two have been on the phone quite a bit most of the week.
I got a new friend.
We do.
No, Sarah's helped me out a lot this week, y'all. I picked her brain a lot about making my first propolis tincture.
I'm only
but she got me going.
I can't keep it unless I share it.
Yeah. I do appreciate it very much. I can't wait to start trying it, like taking it and trying it.
Y'all might get a little kick out of this, but Hannah wanting to do the tincture. Y'all been talking back and forth and all that throughout the week. And she's been telling me, look, we don't drink, but it's been some years since I pulled into a beverage store to get adult drinks. You know what I mean? But she's been on me. Stop at the store so we can get what we need to get to make this tincture. I really want to do it. I was like, all right. So finally, I remembered. I think it was Friday to stop, and we went into the adult beverage store there, and I was just picking around. We had a fifth of the Everclear. Everclear we got? Yeah. All right. We got a fifth of it, and when you come out the store, they got it in a paper bag and all that good stuff. Well, I was just picking at her. I always open the door for her, getting in the truck. All right. So I was headed to open up the door for her to get in the truck. Well, just carrying on. As soon as we come out the store, I took that bottle. I didn't open it. And I'd done this. And she said, you better quit carrying on like that. And she no more got it out of her mouth. And y'all, honest to goodness truth, I look across the parking lot right over there, and real big bold letters on the back of this tailgate of the pickup truck said Mobile County Sheriff's Department.
Oh,
yeah, people.
I was like, there's a deputy right there. And she said, yeah, dummy. That's it. I told you not to be carrying on.
Yeah, are you ever going to start acting your age?
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to happen.
It reminds me of, because, I don't always act my age either.
That's not fun, but I don't take it that far.
Well, wrong place, wrong time, but it was fun, okay, drink. No, you don't want to drink all that.
No, not at all.
Let me say hi to, I'm going to catch up with, I want to shout some people out? Is that how we do?
Yes, it
I
is.
think
Go
that's what
ahead.
they call it.
Okay, let me scroll. Let me see where we got. I see Lisa. Hi, Danae.
Mhm.
Lee. Mike. The Minnesota beekeeper.
Mhm.
Shane. Ziggy's Bees. Philip needs a sledgehammer and a Tar Heel beekeeper.
So,
And okay, I think we're caught up. If I've Kimberly's here, Sharon's here. Who else is
mhm.
here? Everybody put a there's Bob. Everybody put a wave in the
Oh,
chat. Let's get
fun.
some energy going, everybody.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. I was trying to get it to come on.
I did bring my propolis tincture. I also brought
Oh,
this other, I mean, it's still a tincture, but this is the vodka
mhm.
batch. I don't know.
Mhm.
You can see it's just clumpy, yucky.
Mhm.
The taste was horrible. It was
Yeah,
so bad. But there's that.
that one's pretty.
This one, I think I'm gonna be ready to filter through soon.
Mhm.
That's a whole afternoon project to filter out that propolis.
Is it?
That's it's it's what we about day 3,
Mhm.
That's good
and
for day 3. That's excellent. Yes. You
Well,
did the Everclear, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And two, I don't know if this made a difference or not. I was trying to kind of chop it up into smaller pieces with a knife.
Yep.
He went in the kitchen drawer because I've got it all pressed into a ball, like I was telling you.
Mhm.
And he took a potato peeler and just started shaving it off. I
Yeah.
think that might have something to do with why it's breaking down so fast.
It is the smaller pieces, the smaller you can get them, the quicker they'll incorporate in the alcohol, and that's,
Mhm.
you can even, because I freeze it, and then when it's frozen, you can break it.
Mhm.
So I just kinda do it that, but everybody has their own way, and
Yeah.
that's the cool part of this hobby because I can do it one way, you can do it another way, and it still works, it's okay.
Mhm.
I dare say, can I say it on YouTube? There's more than one way to skin a cat.
oh yes,
That's
man.
an old saying.
It is. Well, but it applies though. I mean, DC was talking about it last week.
Buy an extra cheese grater to shred it, said Lee. Yes.
Yeah, I told him you just gonna have to keep that peeler because there ain't no getting the propolis out of the little creases in that blade.
I
Well,
have.
I almost got one the other day at the Goodwill. They had a bunch of them up there, some stainless steel ones for sale, and I was just about to grab one, and I was like, you know what, that message is probably going to stick like crazy all up in that thing. Because she was wanting to do kind of like Brian from Flower Street had mentioned the little old timey hand grinder or some kind of coffee grinder.
Freezing coffee
That's what
grind.
they were saying, but I couldn't. I use my coffee bean grinder too much. I wasn't gonna take a chance on killing that one.
Well, and
But I'm gonna get another one for that.
you guys have the Goodwill store for
Mhm.
we have another place called Sansuchi. It's a thrifty place you go.
Mhm.
They have all kinds of stuff. We found, and I think it was for like $3, an extra coffee
Mhm.
grinder. I haven't
Yeah.
tried it yet, but I know the freezer coffee grinder option. We'll call them
Mhm.
options.
Yeah. That's what. Well, I mean, that's what everybody had told me to do. When I first started asking about different ways to use the propolis. But like I said, I'm gonna have to get another grinder for it because I use mine way too much. I can't part with it.
I understand. I'm a coffee drinker. You are so
Um,
dear to my heart, all you coffee drinkers. I have
We get
cream in my
on.
coffee. My husband takes his black. My dad
Mhm.
took his black also. But when I run out of creamer, it's not good. My
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
husband kids me that I'm addicted to the creamer, not the coffee. And
Um,
there's Blaine. Hi, Blaine.
I hate
What did you
Blaine.
say, our Mexican friend?
And there's another Mike that's not Minnesota.
Yeah, that's Mr. Mike Conley.
He is up in North Alabama toward Gunnersville Lake, I believe, up that way.
Hajime mashite, Mike. That means nice to meet you in
Lisa,
Japanese.
Beth Wish Coffee.
Death Wish coffee is like strong. I think we tried
It
it.
is.
And he's tried the Black Rifle coffee. And this coffee is really good too.
Hang on, let me make you big. I didn't get my
There we
glasses.
go.
I can't read it from
Coffee
there.
by
I can't read that.
Skipper. Is that what it says?
Gillespie.
Gillespie.
Yeah, that's your coffee.
No,
You,
it's a totally different company.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when I heard your last name, I was like, you make coffee? I didn't know that.
I know. Is that so cool? That's just so cool.
That is cool. So is that just like a local?
I, my husband found it. Excuse me. Found it on Amazon.
Ah, I gotcha.
I do believe. I forgot Earl. I can't believe I forgot to shout out Earl.
Uh-oh.
For some reason, that just crossed my mind. And Hallelujah Bee Farm. Now that's Jan and
Pastor Larry.
Pastor Larry. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to remember a name, and I get a face in my brain.
Uh-huh.
Like my brain shows me a picture of a face. That's no good. I need a name.
That's it.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah, hey, Zoe.
Tom.
I just came
You guys, this is
in.
so much
Yeah,
fun.
there's 55 people in here, Sarah.
50. Nuh-uh.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
yeah.
What you say?
That's wow.
They come to hear
You're
the
bringing
ladies
them
talk tonight.
in.
Well, ladies,
So,
we were talking backstage, and we decided we need a group. We need a YouTube live.
we're going to start having an all-girls beekeeper chat.
Yep. Yeah, we decided. And if we have to, we will insist.
We can. I think ones like, especially like Lisa and Danae and the Sharon, would probably jump in there with us.
Well, and just start emailing each
There's
other. I
Danae.
am
Heck yeah, I'm down.
Sara. I'm right here. Just add a Sarah at.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
we got thumbs up from Miss Lisa.
all right.
Sharon's down.
All right.
Danae's in. Now we just need Kimberly and Miss Deb and Miss Jan and Miss Leona. And we'll have us a group, Sarah.
Yes, we will. And we will learn from each other. Because us women do things differently and we still get it done. I mean,
That's it. We can do it too. Oh, Kimberly's in.
Highland Honey.
Highland Honey's in. I need to know your first name. I'm sorry. I know I should know that.
Highland Honey's first name.
Yeah.
We need to do like Charlie and
Hang on.
Make
write
a
everybody's names
list.
down.
That's right, Danae. We're better and more efficient. Okay, Shauna. I think that's how you say it. Awesome.
I'm trying to take
Queen
notes.
Bee's
I'm
live
trying to keep
stream.
notes too.
Brent Allen said the Queen Bee's live stream.
Hey, that's good. Thank you, Brent Allen, for the good idea. And Lisa likes it too. Yes.
Mr. Mike. I have to disagree with you on that because I don't support the first one. He said if they let guys in the girls' bathroom, then you got to let guys in your beach house.
I don't think so.
That's it.
They have made the decision, gentlemen. We was out before it even got started
Yeah.
in the
We can
background
go,
back
and
there.
you know what? We can even go to Zoom and don't have to give you the link.
Oh, boom. Oh, come on. Being obnoxious tonight. Okay, so are you ready to tell your story?
Well, and that's where do I start? I mean, honeybees I've always known about honeybees. It's, general knowledge. Oh, look, there's a honeybee. Don't step on it. It will sting you. I
Mhm.
mean, I guess it all started when I made dandelion jelly. Has
Now that's a new one on me.
anybody ever made dandelion jelly? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever made dandelion jelly.
Lisa,
Nobody?
she's trying to compromise, Sarah. Lisa said, let them in the chat, but not in the stream, y'all.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Compromise.
They can be in the chat, but not on the screen.
Yeah.
Never
No, I
mind
guess
then.
that's new
Okay.
to all of us.
Well, and I am not on the Book of Faces, but I do Pinterest, and I
Mhm.
found the dandelion jelly on Pinterest. So,
Mhm.
being an adventurous spirit, I had to try dandelion jelly.
Yeah.
And you have to pick a lot. Okay, Shauna knows dandelion fritters. I haven't tried the
Mhm.
fritters yet. But the dandelion jelly, when it's all said and done, tastes just like honey.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
when
interesting.
my grandson absolutely loved dandelion jelly and peanut butter sandwiches. They were the
Mhm.
most awesome thing. Now he loves peanut butter and honey sandwiches.
Let's see, I grew up on that peanut butter and honey.
Yes. Well, when I was thinking about my experience making the dandelion jelly, because there were some bees on the dandelions that I was picking. So I was kind of fighting the bees for the flowers, right?
Mhm.
And I said to my husband, why don't I just try to get the honey from the bees? I mean, why can't we do it? Why can't I
Go
do it?
straight to the source.
So he bought me a beehive for Christmas. And he ordered bees. He didn't tell me he ordered bees, just, the beehive. And we put it together and I'm learning and and I was like, "Oh, well, I have some time to learn about." I thought I was just gonna learn about him. Oh, no, no. He made it so I had to do it. So he kind of like picked me up and pushed me into it, right?
Mhm.
Sink or swim, darling.
That's what I was thinking, like throw you off the deep end kind of deal.
He really did.
Mm.
He really did. But I love it. I mean, I'm here now. Look, and I still look out there and I can't believe 24 colonies. Well, there's
Mhm.
22 in my yard. I have 2 out in separate yards, my host yard.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's that first year learning about because I didn't know anything, nothing about how to
Mhm.
keep them in a box. I just knew they flew around and did what they did.
Yeah.
But going to pick up that package of bees at the mailbox at the post office was fun because she had this tub and she's got the package in the tub and she's got it out bring it I don't know what she's like, do you want to take this package the container with the S, and I picked because there were like handles on the side.
Mhm.
I just said, no, I'm good, thanks, have a great day, and I walked out with it. And there was a gentleman coming in the post office and he looked and he gave me a wide berth.
Got some eyeballs that day, huh?
I was so excited though to bring because I'm like, oh, and now what do I even do with them?
Yeah, seriously.
But we did it, and that first hive though, it was it got swamped with the varroa mites, and I lost that first one. So we
Oh,
ordered a second one. That was year 2020. I ordered a second package. And then ended up catching a swarm. And that's one of
mhm,
my first videos that I posted on the YouTube.
mhm.
I I never thought I was going to post that one, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Hey, there's a lot of videos that I find out Tim posts that I never thought were gonna hit the live. So I feel you there.
And I'm trying to okay, the swarm, and it was really like 2 went to 4, and then the next year we tripled, and then this last year we doubled, and here we are.
Wow.
And that's just from running around trying to catch swarms.
Yeah.
Because
But hey, you had fun doing it.
I got on the swarm call list for DNR, and I've gotten a couple swarm calls, and I go out. One was honeybees, one wasn't honeybees.
Oh, what'd you get?
They were those cellophane bees. They're kind of solitary bee. There's Grayson. Hey Grayson.
Yeah.
And what were they called? Because I showed the inspector. I met the Indiana inspector at the beginning of last year, the new guy that replaced Kathleen Pro. And there went my thought train.
No worries, it happens on this side all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
It's going to come back here. Give it a second. If not, we'll just go on to the next thing and then it might come back around.
you all right, sir?
We can empathize.
Okay.
Hey, and
Absolutely.
we can improvise too. I mean, we're not on a script or anything. That reminds me, might as well get this out of the way because Grace
There you
is the one that
go.
reminded me. Might as well put me on the big screen.
Yeah, you're
This
good.
this is from a colony that was robbed out. Can y'all see that really well?
Yeah.
Where they ripped it. I mean, like ripped it, but they didn't do too much on this side. Maybe a little bit. Whoops, like right here. But
Is that where the bees was tearing?
yeah, when they do the robbing, they tear off the caps and then they even tear off the walls. I've watched them do it.
Wow.
Trying to get good video of it, but
It's hard.
I'll keep
It
trying.
is so hard to get footage of them, like up close where you can see them, but where it's actually focused.
Right.
Because ours, every time I zoom in like that, as soon as the bee moves, it goes out of focus. And that's it.
Yeah, they are vicious little darlings, aren't they?
Oh, man.
Well, since then, sir, how many colonies y'all sitting at now?
24.
24. Okay.
And
Okay.
I have 3 host yards, which out yards.
Mm-hmm.
Other yards I keep my bees.
Yeah.
And that's going to grow this year. Um, and all of those hosts have become my dear friends, and it's so wonderful. I go out there to check on the bees, and we have wonderful conversation, and it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And
Y'all have a
I get
higher goal this year?
I'm sorry.
That are y'all trying to reach a little higher goal this year? Or you gonna kind of just stay where y'all at?
We're adding as we go,
Mm-hmm.
what we can do. Like, if we have the opportunity to buy another hive body, we do it.
Mhm.
He builds a bunch. He likes to do with the woodworking thing, my husband.
Well, I know you said Steven is big on that end, but does he actually work the bees with you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
In
cool.
fact, I would even I mean, it was my idea, but he might even be as good a beekeeper as me.
Yeah.
Say almost, huh?
As
Oh,
Almost.
almost.
you caught that.
Well, he would agree with
That's
me.
awesome. Yeah, he's a smart man, huh?
Yeah, he is. But,
Um,
and when because I mean, that first year, I wanted one that I could get into every day because
mhm.
just having one, you have to wait, and I didn't wanna wait. I want it now.
Yeah.
So my goal was, just to have 7, 1 a day,
Mhm.
you know?
There you go.
But it grew it
It just kept going, huh?
and hey, where it goes is where it goes. I
Yeah.
I can't wait to see where it goes.
I know. So what I know you do like the tinctures and stuff, but
Mm,
tell us about some other stuff you're kind of dipping your toe in.
well, I would, because I have a lot of wax, and
Mhm.
that is a very valuable resource of the colony. Um,
Might put a
Other
comment.
hive oh, the TARDIS hive is still doing good. Okay, remind me where we were.
Some of the other stuff you're starting to try.
Candle
Yeah.
candles. I just think I have to get the right wick.
Mhm.
But I've got my little melting pot, and I've got some wicks to try, some with wax, some without. I think I might have to, like, pre-wax them or something.
Mhm.
And then I tried a
Maybe
lotion,
Philip can help you on that.
Y'all go ahead.
lip balm. Well, and I go to that one. Of course, I follow Kaylee at the Honeystead. She has
Mhm.
awesome information, um, about tinctures, and she does different, like, elderberry tincture, and
Yeah, you
I mean,
where promoted that?
she's amazing over there.
Yeah.
And lip balm, I did a lip balm, but I think I put too much wax in it because it wasn't, like, spreadable.
Mhm.
And so far, that's all. I mean, I do the creamed honey. I haven't done flavors yet,
Mhm.
but I'm tracking down peanut butter powder because I wanna try that peanut butter creamed honey. Make it sound so good.
Yeah, they did. Everybody was talking about that. I want to try the one Lee was talking about that Flower Street made, like a not cocoa, but
Well, what do you call
ca-
it?
cacao, maybe. He said it was like when you put it in coffee, it made it taste like a mocha coffee.
Carob?
No,
I think it was like cacao or something along those
yeah,
lines.
it was something like that. Then when I first glanced at the name of it written down, I thought it was cocoa.
Cacao? Yeah, I mean, there's
Something like that.
different.
Yeah.
Ooh, Danae, yeah, I bet that Snickers would be pretty good too.
Yeah, that stuff Bob made. He made it look really good.
Well, let's see. Lee saying on your candle wick there, Sarah. Most of your molds will state what size wick you'll need for it. Different molds take different wick sizes.
Like
I think
Tim's
I
correct.
got one of those that didn't come with instructions. I got a couple candle molds that I've been trying, and, Humblebee and Me is another one. She does a lot of lotions,
hmm
and I do, like, go to the library and look for how-tos. stuff, and I also at Goodwill. You never
Yeah,
know. I mean, sometimes you find really good how-to books.
I
Cacao.
think
Okay.
that was it.
I pronounced the word right.
Mhm.
Ooh, boy, we're gonna be on fire tonight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Give him a gold star, Hannah.
that's it.
Let me
Mhm.
look at my notes here. What I'm supposed to say.
I thought we weren't scripted, Sarah.
Well, it's not like
Still,
it's just like a reminder word. Like, okay, I set out to have a hive per day, and then I wrote a bunch. If you want to start talking about the Bible, if we want to
Hey,
start
go
praising the
for
Lord.
it.
I mean, where do you want? Did you have a scripture that you wanted to talk about?
No, we hadn't picked anything out really.
not today, but we can go wherever you want. If you got something in mind, we can absolutely
Well, let
get
me,
into it for a moment.
because I was listening to someone talk about wolves in sheep's clothing today. It's a trap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trap.
Mm-hmm.
Testing spirits, discernment. And I
There's
forgot
lots
to
of
write
those.
down the scripture she wrote. She said, rather,
Ah, I used to could spit that one out.
something
The
about
wolf in sheep's clothing passage.
something about the and see, I'm still new in my faith. I mean, it's kind of like with the bees. I've known Jesus, about Jesus, religion, blah blah blah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But until I really started to seek and seek ye first the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. The kingdom, seek ye, and I don't know the scripture for
That's
that one.
in Matthew, I think.
Matthew or Luke? No, not Luke.
He's got the Bible. Hmm.
I'm trying to find the wolves and sheep clothing.
But I wish I could quote the passage, but I know the verse. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
But the wolves in sheep's
So,
clothing they come to still.
Steal, kill, and destroy.
Thank you. I feel like I gotta sneeze.
I know,
Maybe not.
no, it'll sneak up on you again.
That's it. That's the devil trying it. Bye, devil.
There you
That's
go.
where, and I have to tell you too, there's a website that when in I haven't been on YouTube but since 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started scrolling through videos, I've come across this woman named Latoya Okia, and she started talking about the kingdom and different things. And for some reason, she caught my attention, and I
Mm-hmm.
started reading my Bible with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess she is what so dear to my heart because just listening to
I'm
her,
sure we just put it in there for you.
and I
Matthew
took
7.
one of her
Matthew,
classes,
okay.
went on a Zoom with her, and she encouraged me to get out on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And so that strengthened my faith a little more, and I
Mm-hmm.
started to turn to Jesus more. Well, God in Jesus' name, as I
Mm-hmm.
understand him. It's also in the 12 steps.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sarah, your Bible verse is Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are raving wolves. You, verse 16, you shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes or thorns, or figs or thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. And that's just the very things we're dealing with, I'd say, a little bit more in our day and time. The way things are presented to us.
I'm interrupt just a second. Sarah, do you see Earl's comment? He said, I never heard Jesus quote the place, just it is written. I never thought about that before.
Well, and I mean, if you think about it, he spoke in parables. Jesus spoke in parables. And Jesus never preached himself either. He always spoke of the kingdom.
The kingdom and the Father.
Hi, Dave. I can say Dave now. It's not weird to say Dave. I was just so used to calling you DC. But the fruits, and the sheep's clothing look like the good fruit. Bobby's Bee said you must have all the fruits. What are all the fruits?
What I would take out of that maybe will be the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, if that's what he's trying to say on that. He may have different wordage on that, but that would be just the way I would kind of take that in. It's going to be the good fruits in the Word.
Okay, fruits of spirit. I wrote it down.
You are prepared.
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. Those are the fruits of the Spirit. But the wolves in sheep's clothing, they can only wear those for so long before they have to take it off, and then they get ugly.
Well, and thankfully, preacher was talking about this not too long ago. It's one of the things that the good Lord blesses us with, is being able to discern those wolves in sheep clothing and being able to pick from the actual sheep that are in the flock. It doesn't take long to look at a man or a woman. And I tell Hannah this quite a bit. And she asks me all the time, she said, why do you talk to so many people? Things like that. But I can tell a lot about an individual in the first few minutes of our conversation, pretty well where things are going to go. And by proclaiming you're a Christian is a wonderful thing, but if you're not living for Christ and trying your best, yes, we all have a sinful nature and we're all going to stumble, but try to repent and believe.
Faith without works is dead.
Yes, ma'am.
That brings me, you reminded me. Oh, crap, and it just went again.
But look, while you're thinking of it, I'm going to add to what you said about faith without works is dead, that our pastor preaches a lot. But true faith, when you truly repent and you give your life to God, that faith is going to produce works. Like once you're filled with Jesus, you really don't even want to choose not to do those works. You're just, he's gonna produce it in you.
And you can't fake it. That was the thought.
That's it.
Thank you. You can't fake this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that my words fail me when the subject of faith is brought up, because
Mm-hmm.
my mother, she loved the Lord, but she was not religious. She was born into a Catholic situation that she was adopted out of and then fostered out of, and it was a mess for her as a child. But she did not want me to be Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
but she wanted me to love the Lord. So she taught me best she could by sending me to different Sunday schools. So
Mm-hmm. And
I
that seed
it
was
didn't
planted.
it didn't sink in until it sunk in. So it takes what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's one thing that helped me out in thing, and especially our Bible conferences we have each year. We have all these wonderful preachers that come in, and it's just it's the word during these conferences. But now I'm trying off the track.
You can't take it.
Well, I had a point to all that, but I done lost mine too. Getting excited on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll come back to me. Go ahead with you.
And we were waiting on you.
Oh, my
You're
bad.
on the spot.
It sure has, because I done forgotten all about where I was going with that.
You're talking about getting rejuvenated at the conferences. Jesus didn't claim religion.
Well, that was the main thing on my end, that he doesn't claim religion, just believing on him solely
Mm-hmm.
alone is what gets us where we need to be, I guess what I'm trying to say. But it came back to me. And anything the Lord does, we all know this as believers, that we pray and we pray, and we often want things done right now in our time. And a lot of times it don't happen the way we want. But there's one thing that we do know, and this is where I was going with the conferences and the preachers preaching. Y'all, once we finally understand and figure out, the Lord does not tarry in his ways. He's always on time, every time. And once we kind of turn everything over, yes, accept it, and just truly turn everything over to him, the Lord, I feel like I'm in a bind right now, but
Mm-hmm.
Acceptance is the answer to my problem today. My dad said that every day. And I thought he was having a pity party, because the way that he used to say it, he would just say, acceptance is the answer to my problem today. Like he was upset, but he was accepting that he'd had no control over what he was upset about. So acceptance is part of the process,
Mm-hmm.
part of the repentance. And that's something between you and God. That's not something that's going to happen in church. It can
Mm-hmm.
happen in the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
walking in the park.
What did Jesus tell the woman at the well? You ain't got to be in the temple, in spirit and in truth. That's what he said. You don't have to be in one certain spot for God to do something for you.
No, you don't. And I prayed for more bees, y'all.
I
I really did. That I think it was 21, 4 swarms at a time that spring. And
Oh,
as
wow.
it's all going on, it's crazy out in the yard. And my husband looked at me and said, "What did you pray for?" I
More
said,
beans.
"This is what I prayed for." And yes,
You got it.
I am living what I prayed for.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I'm living what I prayed for yesterday. And I
Mm-hmm.
thank you, Jesus. I say it in the middle of the dentist office. Thank you, Jesus. I was so scared to go to that dentist office. I had to pray, and I reached out to my friend who I met because of these bees that I prayed for.
Yeah. So it's all tied in together.
These bees have brought me to you, and they brought me to my host yard people and Miss T
Mm-hmm.
the other day. That came out of nowhere. I was not expecting that invitation. That made my spirit shine so
Look,
bright.
we had a blast
And
watching
it's
y'all.
still I'm like, "You guys, I did look what and I can
Mhm.
still do it. Thank you,
Mhm.
Jesus." And I'm right there with it. Thank you, Jesus.
That's it.
But we got to noticing in Miss T's live the other morning, a lot of people was tuning in to you as far as you explaining, just
Different things about bees and the equipment.
Well, and when there's not a camera on me, I can talk. I'm getting
Yeah.
better. This
Yeah.
is you guys, and I appreciate each and every you are so dear to my heart. I mean that when I tell you that. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu.
Yeah. Everybody in here is just getting to be like family with each other.
Well, and those who are my family are the ones who are about my Father's business. We're trying to praise the Lord here. We're all iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
We're all helping each other in this crazy hobby.
Yeah.
And
But we
it
really do.
oh no, Mike, a Minnesota beekeeper, said shades of Ian. Is he
Yeah.
talking about Ian Stepler? Is
He's
Ian
got to be.
in here? Because there's somebody Ian Stepler looks like, and I have to say it, but I
I
can't remember.
haven't seen Ian in here tonight.
Blaine says, "Thank goodness we aren't crazy." I know, right, Blaine?
Yeah. Yeah. Some of us aren't.
Now,
well,
in Lee's chat today, everybody was saying where they would keep bees if they could. Like if money were
Mm-hmm.
no object, dream as big as you can.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do it in Japan. I would totally go to Japan and do it. But if I
Yeah.
can't go to Japan, I would go to Dahlonega, Georgia. We've been there twice, and I absolutely love that area of Georgia.
Really.
Yes. And that's
Joe?
perfect. I mean, Georgia's like one of the best states for beekeeping, you know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to, okay. I can't read Japanese well yet. I'm like kindergarten, guys.
Oh, wow. Mike's typing in Japanese.
Hang on. Is that Mitsubachi? Are you trying to say honeybee, Mike?
don't
You
get me to
seriously
tell
got that?
I wouldn't know.
Look, while you're waiting on Mike to answer, did you read Joey's comment?
Hang on. Let me see if I can see it. Yep, Mike, I was right. Mitsubachi. I can read it.
Good, Sarah. Oh, Tom
I know
said
he
he's
will.
been
That
to
is why.
Japan.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Joey. That's it.
That's why I don't ask. That's hilarious.
When my doctor, because I struggle with the smoking thing, I've been cutting back and working up to because it's me against me. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to quit smoking, but I know I shouldn't quit smoking, and eh,
Mm-hmm.
I quit for 8 hours every night. Leave me alone.
Yeah, there you go.
Me and God talk about it. This is between me and God.
Mm-hmm. That's it, Sarah.
Ain't that this good? Okay. Russell Koopman.
Oh my gosh, DC. Don't go throwing them words out down here, okay?
What'd he say?
It's
What?
the only words he can say in Japanese are swear words.
Oh no, how to eat is taberu.
No, he finished reading that sentence.
He would tell people how to eat crab and
Oh,
diet.
okay, I didn't see that.
That's a whole nother comment.
Dave. That's just no.
At least he didn't type them out, though.
Who was that? There's a couple down the road that owns one of the filling stations, and they are of Asian descent. And that woman, boy, she'll get on him, and she'll go talking their native tongue.
But you know she's using some colorful language. By the way, he's hanging his head while she's going on.
It is pretty fun. That little video woman, she probably ain't 4.5 foot tall. I mean, just a little video thing, but she'll tear into his tail up in that gas station.
Now, this is true, DC.
Well, y'all want to open
the
the chat?
honeybee
to the
compound.
lady?
The honeybee compound. What is the honeybee compound's first name? Do we know? Am I missing? This is the.
Don't make me lie, Sarah.
Okay, the smoking is between me and the devil. Absolutely. Absolutely. And as much as I resist him and he goes away, I go and pick it back up.
Mm-hmm. We don't go
I
on and
have,
pick a link.
okay, this is ammunition because this is, then maybe I can have a better successful quit next time I go for it. Because I have done it before. I quit for almost 2 years, 20 years ago.
Oh, wow. Did that work? Jason. There you go, Sarah. Honeybee Compound's first name is Jason.
Okay. Because I've seen the honeybee compound around the chats. And I like to say hi and stuff, you know. Are we still good on time? I mean, I know.
Are you on you need to go early?
I do not. I am here for the duration. We're good.
Okay. Well, there's the link, y'all. Y'all come on in. And
come on in. Come on in. The water's fine.
I haven't heard that in a minute.
My dad used to say, come on in, take your coat off and stay a while.
That's it. Only thing my grandma would add to that is sit down, let me make you something to eat real quick.
that's it.
Now that's me. I'm trying to feed everybody when they come over.
Mm-hmm.
I have increased my water intake, so that's going to help me too.
I need motivation on doing that. I'm just not a water drinker.
It's difficult. It really is.
The only water that I actually enjoy drinking, we've shown it on a couple of our videos, but our little spot on the river we go to that our really good family friends own, but when you come up to their camp and go down the bank onto the sandbar where the river's at and all, well, I can cross over the river, and right on the other sandbar, there's some kind of natural spring that comes up. And I mean, literally, every time we get there, the first thing I'm doing is going and digging out a good 8-inch deep hole right where that spring comes out and letting it just fill up. And I will drink that water all day long out there. It's the sweetest, clearest water.
Artesian well.
It's something like that because it's a sweet water. But oh my gosh, it's good.
And cold, my word, cold.
I like to put cucumber in my water, and sometimes if you slice a strawberry or
Mm-hmm.
Something just to flavor it, because just plain water, well, in the soda pop, like
Mm-hmm.
Pepsi, Coca-Cola,
Mm-hmm.
that carbonation, I'm experiencing bone loss
Mm-hmm.
in my jaw,
Yeah.
and I know that it's from carbonated drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Sugary carbonated drinks. I've been ruining my teeth and my bones.
Oh no.
But
I've never been a huge Coke drinker. Like the carbonation, like I don't even like the sparkling water drinks. But especially since I've been having trouble with this hernia, I can't handle carbonation at all anymore. So I guess
I
that was kind of a blessing. I never really got started on those.
it's always been I love my fizzy drinks. I love them.
Mhm.
But the Coca-Cola, since I don't have a gallbladder anymore, I can't handle it. It just I can't.
Yeah.
I miss it, but I'll be okay without it.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll drink
Mhm.
a like, if we go out to eat, I get Sprite or orange soda, something like that, but the dark colored colas, I just can't anymore.
Yeah. Normally, I'm gonna stick with tea. Now, I will say I'll drink water if I can pour a couple 3 really healthy shots of lemon juice in there to
Lemon, I
flavor it
love
up.
lemon water.
Mhm.
And add a little sugar, it's lemonade.
Yeah. Hey, look, I gotta tell you a funny story. We took Tim's mama out for dinner for her birthday. Well, his aunt too, but his aunt. I mean, she ain't. I promise you, she ain't 4.5 foot tall. She's gonna be 85 next month, and she is something. I love her to death, but she is an absolute one of a kind.
That's the
But
silent generation.
oh, she ain't silent.
No,
I
man,
do
she
believe
Not by a long
it's
shot.
well, and here's another thing my dad used to say, like, I guess when somebody brings you something bad or they're looking to start something with you say,
Mhm.
"There ain't a tater where you're digging."
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
I
that
got
one.
him saying that in a video. I'll upload it one of these days when I get brave. It's just that
Yeah.
when I took the video of him in my kitchen was a mess, and I don't want anybody to see my mess.
Hey, look, I know that feeling. I promise I know that feeling.
If I do, he said, "I don't know who said it, but they were right, or it was good that they ain't a tater where you digging."
I'm gonna use that one
Let's
for
get it
real.
going. Everybody start saying it. They ain't a
That's
tater where you
it.
digging.
That's it. A time. Yeah.
Good night, Tom.
Uh,
I see a lot of people beat cigarettes in here. That's great.
it looks like it.
There's
Oh,
Mike.
I,
Excuse me. You're talking about cigarettes, so I start coughing.
yeah.
need to find you a good beekeeper and get you some honey, Mike.
You know any though?
We might know a couple.
Oh goodness me! Oh, that's one. Say I have to tell you reading that I did the reading today at church, and it was First Samuel 3, and
Mm-hmm.
it's about his you know God keeps trying to get a hold of Samuel, and Samuel's like waking up, going, Dad, what's going on? So he goes to Eli, and he tells him to go back, lay down, and everything else. Third or
Mm-hmm.
fourth time it happens, he says, "Hey, you need to go back and actually listen. That's God talking."
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I got to thinking about it, and I'm up there, doing the reading. Everything's going really good, having a grand time with that. And I'm like, it's just kind of like us listening to the beehive.
Mm-hmm.
we don't know exactly what that hive is saying unless we're listening to it. And we don't always hear God unless we're listening for him.
You gotta consciously listen, intentionally.
Yeah. So I just want to share that with you guys. So,
My family was asking how you're doing, Mike, with your foot.
Well, my right toe completely healed up, the one that almost got cut off.
Good.
And the other one, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, I spent about a decade and a half of bouncing on one foot or another, and so I'm missing. You want to see it?
Let's see it, Mike.
Okay, let's see if I can. It'll do that. The toe is gone.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
wow.
Yeah. So, anyways,
So is it really?
I haven't shown that to anybody else. Actually, I'm sorry. What?
Is it really as hard as they say to get around with your toe missing?
For me, it's not.
Like as far as balance and stuff?
No, I'm. That's not affecting me at all.
Oh,
But like I started to say, I was muting Mike. No, I was I'm a professional fighter for a decade and a half, so I'm used to like bouncing on one foot with the leg up in the air and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And the happy note is, it's much quicker to put my shoes on. Slide in there a little bit.
You can see silver linings, Mike. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, you've got to, right? I look at it. I think it's probably a blessing, because if they hadn't gotten to me,
seriously,
yeah, it would have killed me. You should call yourself a tow truck. Blaine, what the heck was that?
Blaine got jokes tonight.
Yeah, there was a callus underneath my my toe there, and I looked at it, it changed colors, and I sucked it and took it off, and there was an infection there. And I went to see my doctor, who did not know, squat, and the infection had shot out the side of the toe. At that point, they should have immediately sent me down, and I should have had surgery to remove the dead tissue.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, he just put me on antibiotics and whatnot. But so I should have been watching the cows, and and he screwed up too, and so it is what it is. What happened to my mustache? Russell, you're such a handsome guy. If I'm going to travel with you and your wife, I need to look a little bit better. The mustache was getting in the way. I don't know how my friend Troy on this does it. He's got the big cowboy mustache. I'm trying to just drink a glass of milk.
I'll be right back.
So,
and I was just watching the History Channel about mustaches when they became a thing in like the early 1900s. They made teacups to keep the mustache from going in the cup.
My dad had a coffee mug like that. Oh, Sarah, thank you. That's really hilarious.
Having a mustache was help me with the word I'm looking for. Status. If you had a big mustache, you were important.
Yeah, you're portraying an aura of something. Boy, I should know that.
Don't get self-conscious about your mustache now.
No, ma'am. I was just thinking, boy, I wish I had a mason jar that did something like that, because you fellas, y'all know when you turn that cup up, what's it do? It draws all the way up to the bottom of your nose. It's like a sponge.
So if you were to take a steel lid, like a regular canning lid, and just cut off like the bottom third of it, screw it on there, and then you'd have a mason jar sippy cup.
Okay.
It's just a thought. I mean, mustache thingy, but the only Sarah, it's funny you should say that, because full beards and everything were really common. And do you know when they stopped doing that?
I can't remember, but
it's when Dick Tracy got popular.
Dick Tracy, and that was
Macho. Thank you, Russell. It was the Dick Tracy cartoon, and I don't remember what it was, but he was completely clean shaven. And that's what launched that.
Remember the year? It's like 60s.
No. It was way before that. Yeah, I don't remember, but that happens. So so think about the movie Lethal Weapon. Everybody all of a sudden was buying these 9mm Berettas, The crotch rocket motorcycles, Top Gun, Tom Cruise.
Well, guess what's come out now? The Beekeeper. Everybody's gonna want to be a beekeeper.
By the way, I saw that. I got the early thing last Tuesday or Wednesday, and I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did. That was a complete out of the blue. I did not expect to get I got an email from Miss T said one of my subscribers said I need to be on. I said, what? Who would say that? I did not think. But
Well, this is
I'm glad it happened. And I think it's a blessing from God. I really do.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it helped me with this fear. I mean, it's still under the surface some kind of, everybody's out there. I look now, there's over 400 subscribers on my channel. I'm like, wow, that's more than showed up at the library in 2020.
Hey, by the way, DC here, he's the only person I know that actually figured this out. Why am I getting an echo?
The phone's ringing. I'm sorry.
It's on our end.
Oh, I'm sorry.
phone was ringing.
100 years ago. Wow.
He's Jason Stamen is actually wearing a modified Mansour saber, academic saber jacket.
Wow.
And I'm impressed that you noticed that, DC. That's nobody else has brought that up. So that's why it's quilted and whatnot. So you've seen these guys with the big scars on their face, the Austrians. Yeah. So these guys would stand toe to toe and slash at one another at the academy. And every now and then they get cut pretty good. It was a badge of honor, but that was basically the type of that jacket. They don't wear that jacket in the academy, but it's a modified version of it. And I was looking at that thing and I'm like, and I'm sure when you guys all see it, oh, you did, DC fence, okay. But if you look at it, from the front of the jacket, and you look at the bottom, and then you look at his gloves, and you're like, the bees would crawl all over that poor boy on the inside. Like, there's no ring or gasket or whatever, but that was just funny. But there was something that they said in there that I want to run by everybody in the audience here. It's there's a book that somebody's reading in there, and it said something about there are bees in the hive whose job it is to kill the queen if she lays the drones they don't like. The drones? And I think that's a mistake. But I don't know. I had to run that by you guys because I'm like, wait a minute.
And that's, I think, something I'd have to look into hang on.
And it could very well be, but
Lee's not the only one with props.
Oh, that's right. We're missing our librarian. Which one is that?
The ABC and XYZ of bee culture.
Oh, no kidding. Wonderful.
This is the... Hang on, where do I find it? Copyright 1983 by the AI Root Company. It was originally written in 1877 because it says 1877 preface to first edition. So there's a lot of information in this book. So, okay, drones. And what did you say the queen, there's a bee to kill the queen that didn't lay the right drones?
Yeah, that's paraphrasing it, but that's the essence of it. So
a young queen, as a rule, will keep a colony more populous than an old one. I don't see anything about queen killers. I'm sorry.
No. I'm waiting for Russell to jump in here because he pulled off the top of his head. Maybe the wrong drones.
What are you talking about? DC said I never ran across that in 1,000+ hours of video.
Yeah, Hannah, in the new movie The Beekeeper, they're reading from some bee book, and that's what they said. And to me, it's wrong. I think DC's right and everybody else is. But if they're bees, worker bees that are in the hive that if they don't like the drones that the queen is laying, they'll kill her. And I think that's maybe they're talking about the larva and they just screwed up in editing. I don't know.
I
But-
think it's for dramatic effect.
Very well could be. 'Cause I
Well,
imagine-
that's funny because as a beekeeper, that's his job to protect the hive. So he is going to kill the queen. And I won't tell you in the movie who the queen is.
Spoilers, sweetie.
Spoiler alert.
Ain't happening. Hang on a second. I might, if you listen to this guy, I'm pretty sure
There's Russell.
I can explain it to you there.
Diploid. That word sounds familiar, but I don't understand.
Oh,
It's not showing.
yeah. Okay. Huh. That's right. That, but killing the queen. You know, honestly, because of who the queen is in the movie, that's actually sitting on top of the whole pile.
Well, and it's representative of the hierarchy of their group or their company or structure or whatever.
Yeah, it's the beekeepers in the movie are actually basically constitutional enforcers.
Okay. So they yeah.
Yeah, and
Well-
there is a bad drone, and he does hunt the drone down, and then he goes to get rid of the queen. So
Good night, Blaine.
hey, have a great night. So how many people are on right now? Has somebody got some really cold weather there? Philip, he was down at 13 degrees in Texas.
13.
Oh, in Texas.
Oh, well, we're supposed to hit 17 tomorrow night.
Are you?
Tomorrow night too. Tonight.
Yeah, 2 nights in a row we're gonna be down in Canaan. But then it'll be back up in the 20s 1 or 2 nights, and then the 30s, and just steadily warm up.
We get back to 60 or too long.
Mm-hmm.
We've got kind of an odd thing coming up here. What is that?
Okay.
Oh, your weather.
Weather
Okay,
app.
thank you.
It's 6 degrees in Columbus, Indiana.
6.
6
Oh
degrees.
my!
Mm-mm.
But I'm
Wow.
confident that my bees know how to get through this.
Yeah.
That's one of them John Denver songs. Take me home, country road.
I like that
Yeah.
song. I do.
Yeah.
So look, Sarah, it's kind of funny you say, I hope my bees know what to do or whatever. There's a couple at our church, and they're probably maybe 10 years older than us. I mean, they're young, but either way, they just got their first beehive this year. And the lady, Miss Stephanie, she reminds me a lot of you. Like, she's the one, she wants to read everything she can read, do as much research, and be as prepared as possible going in. And her husband's the exact opposite. He is diving in the deep end head first without looking, kind of thing. He just gets excited and wants to go. Well, she texted me yesterday and was asking me, is there anything she needs to do? It's her beehive now. It's not theirs. And she said, Hannah, is there anything I need to do for my little beehive before it gets so cold? And I told her, there's been times that we've wrapped ours with insulation, but it doesn't get that cold that often down here. So we've only done it once or twice. But I told her, a lot of people say you don't need to do anything. They'll be fine. But it makes me feel better when I wrap them up a little bit.
It's
And
a
she
warm
said,
fuzzy for us.
yeah, she said, she wrote me back. She said, I'm learning that. My husband just keeps telling me those bees are going to be fine, but I feel like I need to do something. I think women just think about it different. I was like, you're right.
We are nurturers. We are
I know.
caretakers. We keep the needles moving. We got to make sure they keep,
Yeah, that's it. Look, that's what I told her. I will save you some insulation and bring you, and you can make him put it on your bees.
Well,
Because
we
it
did
makes me
that.
feel better.
I didn't wrap mine this year. We did the tar paper wrap the last couple years, but I didn't do it this year because in one of my out yards I neglected to put the tar paper on them and they came through just fine. Like nothing ever.
Mhm.
And what is that one little sheet of tar paper doing anyway? Because
Yeah.
a lot of them that I took it off, there were roaches coming out of it,
Mhm.
and it just seemed like it was more trouble than it was worth. And they have their honey in there is insulating, in their
No,
Mhm.
situation.
no. Honey doesn't
Mhm.
insulate it. Holds
The
heat.
wood, and then
Yeah.
we've got them in such an area where it's a wind. They don't get a lot of wind,
Mhm.
so I trust them to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that windbreak is just so incredibly important.
Mhm.
That's really really great. And I learned something from Russell this year. I was individually wrapping my hives. I would wrap them in 4 packs or whatever, and he wraps them in a row. So I have all these out, and actually, our hives aren't wrapped per se. We're actually using the pink polystyrene. I'll have to shoot a video on that. But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Nicole. So, if you got like 3 on a pack or whatever, you squeeze them all together. Towards the fall. Um, yeah. So, and this is a sideways thing about insulation. But I was talking to Philip the day before about using the thermocells insulated paint for heat for him down
Mhm.
there. Try and keep the bees from being cooked in the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that that isn't something that well, most people don't know about it though either. So it's just something you put in your paint. Without, I'm not going to go into it right now, but it
I
makes your
think
paint
I heard of
reflective.
that, Mike. The name escapes me right now too.
Yeah,
Scent.
uh, they first had it on something like that on the TV series in the Twin Cities, actually called Home Time, and then Bob Vila was using it on roofs and container homes in Florida, and it's pretty creepy. You try to hold your hand on in the bedroom window back wall back there when it's 20 below, and I told Philip to say have people come in and put your hand on that outer wall and start counting and tell me how long before the wall's hot. They never make it to 1 second. So
Huh.
it's very very good at reflecting heat. So
Now, okay, you said honey is not an insulator?
no, you know what an R factor is? That stands for resistance.
Hang on. Let me get R factor.
Is resistance to heat or heat transfer.
Mhm.
Have you ever been in a crypt, a burial crypt, and it's cool in there in the summer?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's called the M factor. It's mass, which retains heat. So the honey isn't acting like an insulator, but it's all that mass once it's warmed up is holding heat, so it's slowing down the temperature regulation
Okay. Then
or the
I
temperature change. I'm sorry.
I may have understood that wrong. Incorrectly. Excuse me.
Well, Philip will explain it better than me in a second here.
Is it called thermal paint, Mike?
It's a thermal additive. It's called Thermocell.
Thermocell. Okay.
It was developed by the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. They were trying to augment the reentry shields. Um,
There's a whole bunch of those products here. It's
there is,
thermal
yeah.
mix.
Oh, the other part of it is, which is, I mean, just worth doing it. It makes your hives slightly kind of a sandy texture, and so they're just, it doesn't matter where you grab onto them; they're not slipping on you. And
Hmm.
that's just, I mean, to me, I'd use that. Thermal mass moderates temperature fluctuations. Yes.
Yeah. This
I
one
was trying
says
to say that. E
insulate,
equals MC squared. Go away.
thermal
Sorry.
paint,
Go away.
I'm going to find that and I will get to you in a second there,
insulate,
Philip.
thermal
But there-
mix, comfort coat. There's a whole bunch of products out there that claim to do what you're saying.
Yeah. Uh, there are, and the two ones that see, I haven't looked into them in the last 2 years.
A lot of it's calling itself anti-condensation coating, which that would make sense if it's going to if it's going to cut down the conductivity of the paint.
What is we even talking about?
I don't know. I have no idea what we're talking about.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Thermosalts.
Guys, we just drive the car. Don't ask us to fix it.
Thermal what? What'd you call it, Mike?
I believe this is it.
Thermocell.
Let me just double check the spelling on that.
Thermocell. There's a mosquito repellent. Oh, Thermocell.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. So anybody wants to take a look at this stuff, I'm going to put a link to it. I actually prefer buying it right from the company, but I'm going to put it on the chat here. It'll go to Amazon.
I don't think that unless you have a blue wrench, I don't think it won't let you post a link. Do you have a moderator? Is it a blue wrench? If he does, he can do it.
Did that come through?
No, I went through and added a bunch of y'all to the moderator the other day, but I don't know why it's not showing up.
Not letting you do it.
I'm talking about pretty much everybody in here. I added a moderator.
Okay.
But I don't know why it's not showing.
Well, I tell you what, I'll just give the Tim. I'll just give the title here, and you can kind of bounce from there. It's let's see. Let me see how much that is per gallon. 1 gallon packages is $16 basically, and that's on Amazon. Like I said, I prefer to get it from the people themselves. I've got all the vaulted ceilings in the cabin here painted with that stuff now.
Yes, Joey. Yes, sir.
I'm glad we're entertaining you, Joey.
I found it deformed peppermint, and I thought of Earl.
Can I have that? I didn't get any candy canes.
I started to get a tickle. I needed my peppermint.
There you go.
And Joey said, this discussion is way more interesting than mites. I agree wholeheartedly. I am so sick of not bees.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
Well, Philip, you about froze to death in your 13 degrees in Texas?
You know
looks like you're all bundled up.
Yeah, you know that I am. I get cold at 50. What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm with you.
Oh, there it is. Thermocells. Finally found what Mike was showing us. Yeah. So, I did go to the Bee Expo.
Mm-hmm.
And because of something Mike said a long time ago, I signed up for the state of independence. And they didn't put it on my tag, and I went and complained to Cayman about it, and then I just added it to my tag.
There you go.
We'll make it big where we can see it.
Yeah, I just took a Sharpie and wrote on there.
That's wonderful.
From my buddy Mike. Instead of Texas, if people go Independence, I go, well, really Texas, and then people start introducing me. This is Philip. He's from Independence, Texas, which I think is a real place.
Oh my god!
Then I'd have to explain the whole story, and they would look at me.
That's a state of mind, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. But man, I cannot believe how good all the giveaways went for the Hives for Heroes at the expo.
Yeah, that was something
else. I was floored when I saw your video.
Yep.
Yes, congratulations on that. Hi, Brad.
And I left one person out on my video.
You're not late.
Was Russell. Russell donated I think 3 or 4 of his creamed honeys. Yeah, in a really nice gift basket. Mike saw that right away. I was like, dang it. But yeah,
well, at least he made up for it.
Well, Sarah, what's the big plans for this year?
Well, the best way to hear God laugh is to announce your plans.
You got that right.
I guess, one day at a time, just I got to remember to slow down because I get so excited that my brain goes faster than, so I'm going to work on that. And I do pray every day. And I forgot to show you. My husband got me this for Christmas.
Oh, hang on, let me make you big. Eyeball.
A cross.
It's a
It's a
cross.
cross with the honeybees on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got honeybees on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw one of those on Etsy or something somewhere. One of those little websites. And I thought it was awesome. I'd never seen one like that.
He surprised me.
He did good, huh?
He did good this Christmas. We all had a good Christmas and New Year and all that stuff. And we talked about going to we were gonna go to the Nobby thing. Well, Hive Life last year, and then this year, I'm sorry, but I have to pay for my teeth.
Yeah.
That was why I couldn't go. But green is not my color. I'm glad you all had such a good time. I'm trying to catch up on everybody's videos.
I know. There's been so many awesome ones, though.
Yeah, I still hadn't gotten around to uploading mine at all.
Yeah. Let the
I'm lazy
madness
like
get over with, and then you can come in with your.
that. Yeah, right.
I'm serious. And there was like everybody taking video and putting it out.
Well, in that expo center,
You're welcome, Carl.
they've had Wizard World Comic Con fandom, and I think it was the fandom that I met the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith.
So there's somebody on here called Redfish. Who is that?
Redfish.
Who is Redfish?
That was a new one. I don't think I've seen them in here.
I've seen Redfish in other chats. Familiar. It's not a
where are you, Red?
Where's Redfish?
Or where are you located?
Not to put him on the spot or anything.
Yeah.
Now he just disappeared. Oh, hi, Hope Sadler.
I ran him off. Sorry.
Oh, Hope.
Smooth move.
Sourwood brand.
Viewers, man.
Sourwood
Need
brand
help,
farm. Is that Craig?
I can't remember names, but I'll always like to keep
trying to get them all together, guys. I feel so embarrassed when I can't remember. But it's like, I know you, but I don't know your name.
I did watch the rerun of your live with Mrs. T.
Miss T.
Miss T with the T.
With the T.
That was good. I
That
like
was
Miss T.
Yeah,
I see her in like we were talking about at Black's Tropical Homestead, which do you know
Northwest
the
Alabama.
Beehive Homestead, Jarrett? Do you guys remember Jarrett?
That sounds
That Hive Life last year. He has I think I'm pretty sure he's in Virginia. Jarrett. Anyhow, he was on a live with Black's Tropical Homestead. That's how I found them. And then Sherry, she posts a bunch of neat stuff, and Miss T is in the mix there. And the communities, guys, we kind of
yeah.
we're all coming together talking because we got homesteaders over there and beekeepers over here, and we all kind of like the same stuff. And it's just so cool.
It went a long way too. Okay, Sourwood's name, Lee said, is Mark Andrews.
Sourwood is Mark. Okay.
Okay, and then the other one I didn't know. I learned Highland Honey, but Icy Mountain Honey. What is their first name?
Yeah.
We should be jotting these down, everybody.
Exactly.
I'm committing them to memory.
Or
Now.
ask Lee. Lee knows. Lee's keeps
Lee
up
is
with her.
like the
Yeah.
beekeeping community's encyclopedia of all things.
That's right. And yeah, Lee, when
He
you,
is very efficient.
if I ever get around to doing my video at Nobby, I've got to contact Lee to try to get the names of the beekeepers' spouses, because
Yeah.
I met Keith's wife. Keith's on here, I think, and I'm kind of trying to remember
Which
her name.
key? There's like 3 keys.
I'm sorry, Half Tracks and Honeybees.
Okay.
And then who else did I meet? There was somebody else that I was trying to remember.
Did you get to meet Randy?
I got to meet.
Tarfield?
Yes, I did. I took a couple of pictures with Randy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Redfish is Steve.
I might have some of Randy's honey. I'm trying to remember. Steve, all right. Now I'll forget that, and I have to ask you 100 more times, Steve. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I have literally, we'll be pulling up to go look at an estimate. Never been to these people's house before, and I'll ask Hannah, what's her name? Before we get out of the truck, what's her name? And brother, I have jumped out of the truck and she'll tell me, well, it's Mr. Smith. Well, I'll jump out the truck, and I've done this twice, but it's too many times. And call him Mr. Smith, I'll call him Mr. Hey, Mr. Andrews, how you doing? And she'd look at me like,
I just told you.
Yeah.
Not even nothing similar to the name I just gave him at all. It's hilarious. Some of the looks we've gotten.
And I'm sorry. Usually I just give people a nickname until I learn your name, but oftentimes you're just pretty well stuck with the nickname I give you.
Y'all, if you went through the contacts list on his phone, you would wonder what in the world kind of people he hangs out with because of the nickname he gives them. So he can remember who that is when he saves that contact.
But I know who they are.
So
Yeah.
there was a chat when I was there that was Brad had started that chat. It was people that weren't at Nobby chat or something like that, but then they let us on, and there was a real nice man I met from Canada, and I've forgotten his name since, but he's in the picture with us. But I don't know if I'll have to go back and watch the video, I guess, to get his name. It started with a C, I think, but he had been on it. He said he follows along from time to time, but yeah, he was super nice. Got a pretty good sized bee operation. Seems like everybody in Canada does.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But yeah, he wasn't going to take a picture with us, and we were like, "Come on, man! He was on like the night before with us. You're one of us now. Come on,
you're one of us now."
That's right.
Make it sound like a cult, Philip.
It is.
Welcome.
There you go, Philip. Is that the name? Corey Van Loon?
Yep, that's it. That is
Brad helped you out there.
Thank you, Brad. And I'll ask you again. I won't remember his name, but I'll remember that Brad knows his name.
There you go.
Isn't that funny how we can remember that somebody else remembers, but we can't remember?
Right.
Selective memory.
Super nice guy, though. Really nice. You can just, you can just tell about some people when you meet them that
whether you're going to click or not.
Yeah, you're just standing there with somebody that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had dinner with somebody, and I had his name. What was it?
Are you serious?
Here we go.
Then he came on to a live chat, and Charlie mentioned that we had dinner with him that night. And he's from Oklahoma. I remember that. I talked to him about Oklahoma because that's not very far from me. And his honey company is called Dry Cut Honey. So now I remember his company, but I don't remember his name.
I know William.
Yeah.
He was on the first chat that I was on with Bob and Lee.
Is it William?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, we talked for a while, but
starting to see him get back in the chats a little bit more. He used to see him quite a bit, but I guess he been busy.
He's got a young family. He's going to be busy.
Yeah. He's a young fella, young buck.
That's right. They just did have a baby too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Did you see Bobby's comment? He said, done a job for a guy once and he called me by the wrong name. I just went with it.
There you go, Bobby. Don't make no wave. Just go, okay, whatever.
That's right.
See, I can get when somebody puts the H on my name, it's like, that's not my name.
And see, I get mad when people leave the H off the end of my name. Like, that's not my name.
Isn't that? It's like, it's just an H, but it's an H, and I don't have an H.
That changes my name. And that's not my name.
Well, and my husband is Steven.
Mm-hmm.
People automatically default to Steve, and he says, that's not my name.
That's in my name, but that's not my name.
He doesn't like to be called Steve. He likes it's Steven. So just so you know, when you meet my husband, it's Steven.
Get it straight, y'all. Before you meet him. Remember that.
Thing. Who messed up and said it wrong in the expo, Philip?
Said what wrong?
Louisville.
Oh, well, early in an early video, Mr. Ed was calling it Louisville.
Louisville.
But I noticed in the video I watched today, he was said it's in Louisville, and then they're like, yeah, Louisville, because they kind of made a big deal about him saying it correctly. I just realized that if you say Tim and Hannah's name backwards, it's still Hannah and Snot Tub.
See, that's why I get mad when people leave the H off the end of my name, because you can spell it the same forwards and backwards.
That's right.
Snot tub. That's going to be my new term of affection.
What'd you start, Philip? What'd you do?
Oh.
So he has started something. I'm going to teach all my nephews that nickname for Uncle Tim.
That's wrong.
Oh, but it's so not.
I'll be changing it from buttons to snot tub.
I'll do that to you on YouTube. My little brother will like that, probably.
Oh, Zach will love that.
Yeah. He's the one that was calling earlier.
Well, see, and that's why Phil needs to smash watermelons, because only a Gallagher caliber style comedian would see that.
Yeah. Well, I was when you said that making plans makes God laugh, I thought God laughed at smashing watermelons personally.
Yeah. Hi, JW. So
I was going to come on here and try to talk like Gallagher.
You know, you can totally pull it off. Good night, Icy Mountain Honey.
Good night, Icy.
Kimberly said, okay, changing my name.
Very much, yeah. Well, evening, JW. Coming in for this mess here.
Yeah, just wade right in there, JW.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like your setup's working good.
Well, that's all I wanted to do is check in and see if I could get on.
Well, you're here.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Here you good.
All right, that's great. That's all I wanted. I'll not interfere.
Well,
come on.
No. Where are you?
Yeah,
we're in it for the duration.
We've got to interrogate you a little bit, JW. Come on. I mean, get to know
then you will sign the papers.
Don't make Mike go get the hat.
I'm a beekeeper.
So where are you from, JW?
President in Southern Illinois. I've got property in South Georgia. I go back and forth.
Oh, really?
Oh.
That's cool.
That sounds a lot like you, Sarah. Didn't you say y'all have family in Georgia?
Well, my husband's grandfather's people came from Georgia.
Okay.
And I believe there's a lot still there, but we don't know them. They're like distant from from our situation, but being adventurous people, you know, we got to check it out. So we went down to Georgia and see it. Now that we're empty nesters, we can travel a little bit more.
Yeah. So, how many kids do y'all have?
We have 2 daughters,
Okay.
and they have between them 8 children.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So, you have fun for Christmas, huh?
We did. We had fun. And I was nervous that they wouldn't like the gifts that I picked out for them, but they did, and
Good.
they had fun. Kimberly did change her name to Goose
Yeah.
Lake Bees. Okay.
Wait a second. Where is Goose Lake? Don't do that, Kim. Kimberly. It's curious to find
Well,
out.
Kimberly is in Illinois, right? Am I right?
Yeah. She's
Oh, okay.
somewhere in Illinois.
Okay.
I've not ventured into Illinois much, so I'm not really familiar with the state.
I just know she always says hello from Illinois when she comes in the chats.
I had an uncle that lived in Springfield up there.
Sarah, I think I'm about straight west of you. I'm 30 mile west of Vincennes, Indiana, or
Okay.
Columbus.
Okay. Because I've been over to Terre Haute, which is about 3 hours from me, west. One of them ways.
That way.
Yeah, we're neighbors, JW. Hajime mashite. Nice to meet you.
Well, between the both of you, y'all getting a lot of that snow that's supposed to be coming in for everybody?
No, we didn't get a lot of it. Maybe an inch if we were lucky. I could still see grass outside.
Oh,
No,
wow.
the storm is actually by us, and we didn't get a tenth of an inch. It's just covering the snow is all we got.
They made a big deal on the news, though. Oh, you got a duck and cover.
They always dramatize it.
I'm just praying the power don't go out and that, you know, we can all stay warm and dry and get through to the next thing.
That's it.
I feel anxious because I want spring to just get here already. But it's a process.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve said it's snowing where he is. Redfish.
Mm-hmm.
Snowing right here.
He got some out there. One of his last videos. You're welcome, Philip.
So, Mike Berry says that his bees do better when he has a cold winter. I don't know about that, but
Don't some of the, like, Ian and them talk about, you know, when it's colder, it's better on them.
Because they cluster.
Mm-hmm.
And when
they're not flying, they're not eating anything.
Right. When they're clustered and they're dormant, not hibernating, just dormant.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then,
if Brad is still on, I wonder if there's a much higher CO2 content in the center of the cluster, so that more of them are in torpor. I've never thought about that before. Yeah, and if they're not, right, thank you, Lee. If they're flying, they're dying. You know, so in warmer weather, and the queen's not replacing those bees. You know, for us up here. So, but we've got. Look at that puppy.
We're gonna have to start taking up salary for all he does.
JW, is that who was yipping at Jasper?
Yeah, that's my little buddy Buzz. Always likes to see Jasper.
Yeah.
Get him up there where you can see him.
Jasper is in puppy prison.
uh-oh.
He's in time out tonight.
Uh-oh, Jasper.
Oh, yeah. He's acting like a teenager.
Yes,
He's got that attitude.
So, yeah, he's been put in prison tonight.
Yeah.
No TV time for you, mister.
And you'd tell him to think about what he's done.
Oh yeah. He is. He's sitting there. He is pouting. I'm telling you, he
Isn't it
is
funny when they
pouting.
get to them animals, they get to pouting. I had a princess dog. She was a rat terrier, and she used to give me those eyes.
Uh huh.
And I said, I'm immune. Nope. But I couldn't look at it. I couldn't know.
Uh. No. No. He's a mess.
Oh, he is, but he has drove me up the wall this week.
Yeah.
How
But yeah,
old
he is. Hmm.
is he? Still a puppy?
Oh yeah, he's what 6 months old.
Yeah,
I think
but
he'll be
Teenager.
6 months this
Yeah.
month. But he's just gotten addicted to the live streams. Like, I'm serious. Bob called Tim on the phone earlier this week or last week or something. And we were sitting here in our chairs. Well, Tim just put the phone on speakerphone, talking to him. So Bob's voice is blaring through the living room. Where does Jasper go? Straight to his spot in my chair. He sits in for the camera on our live stream, and he's just staring at the phone like, what's going on? I'm not on camera yet. And then he did it the other day. We were FaceTiming Pastor Larry and Miss Jan, talking on screen to each other. And we're sitting here again. And as soon as Jasper heard other voices on the phone, he landed in my lap, just posing for the camera. I'm like, bro, it ain't about you.
He's so
He's
soft.
such a dork, though.
Oh,
Listen, y'all, I'm going to
Yes,
check off here. I just wanted to get on, see if I could get on with you. Appreciate you letting me on. Thank you very
well, you
much.
did a good job.
Nice
Jay.
to meet you.
Yep.
See
Come
ya.
on back whenever, JW.
Listen,
Enjoy it.
it was good to meet you.
take care, JW.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, you meet the nicest people by accident.
That's really true, Mike. It really is. Because like I was trying to say, when I prayed for these bees, just give me more bees. I'm good. These bees have led me to the people. Like my first out yard, I told you the story. I was so excited I put my beekeeping sticker on my car. Well, I'm just grateful that the first lady who saw my beekeeping sticker actually saw it because she said she saw my Sig Sauer sticker first.
Yeah.
And then she saw the beekeeper, and then she said, well, I saw your Sig Sauer sticker, and that's how I knew I could approach you. I said, okay. And then she's a dear friend now, and I treasure her friendship and going over to her yard and her pretty flowers. And the picture that you used for the live, that's her yard.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And there's one hive there right now. I lost one over there due to I think it was, I'm really not sure because I found a virgin queen in there, and I don't understand why they would have swarmed in November. But it was, and I still have that colony in the freezer to look at it further. So I'm like, okay, just put that one on hold. There's still a good one out there. Once there's 24, it'll be okay. And I have to remind myself, these boxes are refillable. I
But
can
still,
catch
it'll
another
break your heart to
swarm.
lose them.
It just does because I mean,
Was it a
they're
new
so
queen, Sarah?
special. It was a new queen, Philip, and I put her in the freezer so I can look at her later because I'm scratching my head. All the bees were gone, but the little cluster that was there had a virgin queen in the middle of it. So it was almost like they were trying to swarm out, but I did find hive beetles in the bottom, and it was a solid bottom board. So all these, I'm trying to get together in my head about it. And I still have all these other colonies that need my attention. So that one's kind of in the deep freeze, as it were. And I do have one whole freezer dedicated to putting my frames in.
Right.
That's nice.
She can pull the land.
Mm-hmm.
It's well, because when you get an instance of infestation, whether it be hive beetles, wax moths, what have you, you put those frames in the freezer, it kills any eggs so that you can reuse your frames. And I do that consistently, and I'm able to at least stay on top of them. I've had a couple of disappointments, but and Philip, looking at you just then reminded me of my Ross round situation.
Okay.
I got the whole super. I had it on a colony that I thought was golden. Well, and I got it all apart. I don't want to get it out. The colony that I put it on swarmed itself so small. So I moved the super onto a different colony, but they didn't even touch it. They propolised everything, but made no honey in it. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put the on one of the best ones that I see in the spring.
Yeah.
And try again. But that was kind of a disappointment because I wanted these.
Those are cool.
Oh, when I got
Yeah.
this, you got, and thank you so much, Bruce at Bruce's Bees, for the thank you again for this. I still have to eat it. I definitely want to do that.
I wonder, I've never heard anybody talk about this, but when you first put the Ross rounds on, I wonder if you shouldn't give them some really, really thin sugar syrup. Way less than 1-to-1, just to get them to draw the wax, just to start the wax. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you. You put that Virgin Queen in the freezer. I know some people take them and put them in a little vial of alcohol to kind of make a pheromone tincture. And then they we'll use that.
I may try it. I mean, I like to be adventurous.
Yeah, I know that. What the heck was it? I think it might have been. God, I talk to him every day. Sarah, I lost my train of thought. No, Rodney Middleton. I think he does that, and then takes the and then puts that in his swarm lures.
The
or in his
alcohol
swarm traps.
doesn't, because if you use Everclear to put a queen in,
Yeah,
alcohol wouldn't scare the bees away.
Something I have no idea. Oh, wait a second. There was another thing. I think this is really, and that's to put that in a queenless hive to try and get them to quit trying to make new queens for a while.
Okay.
So
I understand where that might,
yeah, replacement pheromone. But
what happened to Philip? Did he leave or did he get?
I don't know.
Did he say goodnight? Because if he did, I missed it. Sorry, Philip.
No,
yeah,
sometimes his
virgins have their own
connection.
smell. They definitely do.
Yeah,
But
he's
a mated queen, would it work with a mated queen? There you are. I was worried.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
I hit buttons. I'm buttons 2.0. I was trying to maximize it, and I hit the X instead of the.
We're all buttons.
He's upgraded to snot tub. You can be the new button.
Be the buttons. All right. I'll take
the
it.
alcohol evaporates. What's left over after that happens. So
Okay, because I have
I know.
the leavings from, would that, I put it in your swarm traps like you do slum gum. This is the propolis leavings. If the alcohol evaporates, so then you wouldn't be wasting it.
Yeah, I think that people aren't using them quite as much because you can get replacement queen pheromones now. Do they have how much of a Highland Bee? There was a Bob Benny did a thing about queens, and I can't remember. Is it talking about mailing queens, shipping queens, whatever? And he specifically looked at the amount of pheromones that are coming out of a virgin queen and then freshly mated and everything. The answer would be there. I apologize. I don't know. And Sarah, you were asking about candle wicks. His video on the candle wicks, his gal explains and shows you where to get the wicks that they
I
found.
did see that, but I must have missed that part.
well, no, Sarah, because there's several of them that they've made.
Okay, I must have saw the wrong one.
Yeah, you got to look for the
I'll
earlier
go
ones.
look for, because I'll have to have some time. I'm not sure when I'll have grandkids back and forth, but they come and go.
Yeah.
It's busy, Grandma's house.
Yep. That happens. So, Philip, I think, guys, I think I'm going to get off the.
Oh my gosh, we went past 10, you guys.
I know.
Yeah.
Time really does have no meaning when we start talking about these things.
We just got going.
Phil?
Do what, Mike?
I'm good.
Well, he sent me a picture of his little fountain back in it, and it was clear ice on it. And he said, Texas. And I was, how thick is that ice now?
I don't know. It probably, then it was like an inch or less than an inch probably, but it's probably 2 or 3 inches now.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm trying to think. Texas. I've got the map in my. Where exactly are you in Texas? Are you close to Baytown?
No, I'm really close to Dallas.
Dallas. Okay, that's way across from Houston, because I know Baytown is near Houston, right?
Yeah, Houston is nearly to in the Gulf,
near Louisiana,
right? Kind of southeastern Texas, and we're north central, a little bit east
to
of
Oklahoma.
Yeah, we're closer to Oklahoma and Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah. And Louisiana, all that.
I still have to visit. I haven't been past. I was in like the top corner of Alabama. I really want to see more of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been, let's see, Virginia. We got to go see where Captain John Smith and Pocahontas were.
Ooh.
Over there in Virginia. Been to West Virginia, through West Virginia, to go to South Carolina. And then I've been to Canada, Sault Ste. Marie, Canada. That's way up north. Because Sheboygan is... Hang on, let me get my Michigan. Sheboygan is way up here, tip of the mid. And we lived there. That's where I met my husband, Steven.
Oh.
Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan is up in the UP, and then Sault Ste. Marie, Canada. So I've been there.
Wow. You married a Canadian?
No, he was Michigander.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Have you been to Michigan? I know Minnesota is kind of next door to Wisconsin, right? So
actually, I've got a little story for you here, Sarah. You know the Mackinac Bridge, Mackinac Island?
Of course I do. I rode horses on Mackinac Island.
Yeah, actually, I handled the financing for the horse-drawn Undertaker's hearse for Mackinac Island. But I don't know if any of you remember, and I really can't remember what year it was, but a crew flew there. I believe it was a B-52 underneath the Mackinac Bridge.
Wow.
Now, you were talking about that the other day, and I'm trying to remember, because there was like a big to-do about it.
Oh, it's absolutely huge. And the thing is that nobody got the tail number. And the thing had like, I don't know, 10 feet of excess span on either side of the wing in between, but it flew under that doggone thing. And they never caught him. And one of the crew had a little bit too much at an officer's party. And they couldn't punish him. They just broke the crew up. And the reason I know is that one of my staff was a former SAC bomber pilot. He knew these guys.
Oh my goodness. Mike, you meet the coolest people.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. So it's you get into these analyst groups.
The Mackinac Bridge has a lot of history. The there's Michilimackinac up there, and then there's Fort Michilimackinac, the fort on the island, and then the island has all that history. Yeah, it's soaked in history in Michigan.
Wow.
I didn't appreciate it until I was older. When I was young and in school, I didn't care. I didn't even want to be in school. But then as I've gotten older, I appreciate history more. And plus there's some really good stories like the what happened for real.
Yeah. That's God's honest truth. There was something else about the movie Time After Time was moved. Was it Christopher Reeves that played Superman in the
I'm
movies?
not time.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, and that's the Grand Hotel at Mackinac
Thank you.
Island.
Yeah.
That's where they filmed that Time.
I think it might be Time
Christopher
After.
Reeves and Jane Seymour.
Yeah.
I believe.
He finds an old penny and it takes him back in time.
Somewhere in Time.
hotel.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
called Somewhere in Time.
Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of a neat flippant romance, but they had it there. And if any of you go there, I can't, and Sarah can't either begin to explain to you how many fudge and taffy shops. It's you go down the main drag, and it's like a full half of the shops are nothing but this excellent fudge.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. It really is. If you ever go, remember but here's the thing. When we were there, and I worked in Mackinac City for a summer.
Yeah, really?
But I did. And
okay.
There were t-shirts being made. They call it tourist season, but why can't we shoot them?
Yeah.
Sarah,
my husband made those shirts in a store.
No.
And they sold.
Oh, I believe it.
The tourists were buying them.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't surprise me at all. That really does not surprise me.
Lumberman's Monument? What's the Lumberman's Monument, James? Wonder what that is.
Hey, Robert.
What do we got?
Yeah. Romanetta.
Thank you, Philip.
Or Romanetta.
Romanetta. I would have had my syllables all messed up.
Yeah.
507th. So what was it? Yeah, his stepfather was in the 507th in the SAC command. Highest divorce rate of the Air Force.
Isn't that the 507th? Now, my dad was 81st Airborne.
Yes. No,
he
SAC
jumped
command.
out of perfectly good airplanes over Japan.
Yeah, my dad was in the 11th, the Ice Angels. Yeah. And I've got to still have to do that one of these days.
I don't know. Jumping out of a perfectly good airplane?
I did it, but I don't know if I jumped. I think I was pushed.
That might be the only way you get me to do it is if you drag.
And I'm still going to have a heart attack before I hit the ground.
Let me deal with one fear at a time, okay?
Yeah.
It was 25 years ago or more, but yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
Hey, you can say you did it. That's awesome, Philip.
It was terrifying, but fun at the same time.
Hey.
Fun once you survive it, and then looking back on it.
I really enjoyed it.
Good night, Bobby. Thanks for coming. You are so dear to my heart, calling me a legend. I don't know where he got that from, but God bless you, Bobby. And Lee, that is so, as if we didn't have enough in common. His dad was 101st Airborne.
Wow.
My dad was 81st Airborne. Army.
Yeah.
Wait, my dad right here.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, very nice.
I thought that was James Dean back there.
My dad was the kind of a redheaded James Dean. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, goodness.
He was a ginger.
Thank you all that served. Exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah,
Philip,
so-
everybody else has said it too, but thanks for putting that together.
I just,
The Hives for Heroes donation.
it just kind of happened. Just
Yep.
started and got motivated by people on these chats. So.
And
Yeah.
look at you how you went. Yes.
No, it was just awesome. The
You
whole
did-
thing was
you did
awesome.
good. And I really hope that the veterans that get to do this they
Are
heal
blessed
with
by
it.
it.
Yes, definitely. The blessings come to them because I think of my experiences with my hives. And yeah, it was scary at first because I didn't want to kill them and I didn't want them to hurt me. And I still feel that way.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give it up. It's I look forward to it wholeheartedly. Like,
Mhm.
when I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about bees. What are they doing? What's blooming? What's the weather?
Well, JW Foley ain't far from us at all.
Probably. It's kind of.
He said I got family in Foley.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Foley's just right down the road.
Corrected me
I'm
before
sorry.
you even read the comment.
I can keep my mouth shut.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, Foley. Well, Foley. I say right down the road, probably about an hour and a half. Pretty close to the beaches and all down there. The Gulf.
Not the ocean.
Not the ocean. But and Robert,
Visible
it's on
river.
YouTube. Running.
Uh-huh.
No
I seen
kidding.
Robert's comment about get us over 1,000 subs.
Yeah,
Well, he's saying,
getting Lee over 1,000 is what he was saying, I think, or was he? No, Lee might be over 1,000.
yeah, Lee's over 1,000.
I haven't made 1,000 yet. Have you guys made 1,000?
No, I just got.
Yeah.
We gotta come on, everybody. Start. It's free to
that's
subscribe.
right. Yeah. Gunline, you're at 754 on my computer.
He's
Sarah,
754.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like 760 or not 460 for me earlier.
Oh, you gaining some, Sarah.
I'm like excited, and no matter what that number is or becomes or doesn't, you are all so dear to my heart. Those of you that subscribe, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Even though I may never post another video, I just probably do some lives.
Yeah.
This is easier than trying to do a video. I don't understand it.
oh
Now that
yeah.
I'm up here with you guys doing this, I'm like, well,
Because you're not trying to talk to a camera. You're talking to people that are talking back to you.
yes,
That's the
maybe
difference.
that's it.
At
Because
least
me
for
and this
me.
camera lens aren't friends. We just are not.
Yeah.
I look at it and it's like my words go run. That's a camera.
Mhm.
That's a bad camera.
Yeah.
Oh well. Okay. I'm gonna go here.
Well, it was good
Wonderful
to
as
see you.
always.
Thanks for coming in and chatting tonight with us.
Oh, I had to, and I didn't realize how sick I was from that infection.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, there was one show that I got, and I can't remember whose it was, but there was a friend of Faith, Brad, and he was like doing something. I can't remember what it was. I went to try and block him, so I wasn't looking at it. And Todd goes, "That's a friend of Brad's. Leave him alone." And I'm in the hospital bed. I got these IVs coming in, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't type on this phone in the hospital." I blocked his friend. I'm like, "Oh shit."
Well,
It's not Brad.
I can relate, Mike, because the other day It was Thursday. I got the stomach bug. I woke up sick.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't even want to go revisit that, but
Wow.
I called my chiropractor and I said, I can't come tomorrow. I'm so sick. She said, well, sweetie, your appointment isn't until the 19th. I said, oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, then
no.
we're good. But I was so scared I was going to miss my appointment. I really was sick.
I
Well,
think
Philip was sick the whole way home, weren't you?
I think I got blocked the other day. I think I was on Lawrence. Is it Lawrence Edwards, the guy from Wales? He was doing a live, and I was making jokes about somebody in our group. You know, just good-natured ribbing. And then all of a sudden, all my comments disappeared. It's like, uh-oh,
I love it.
somebody must have not understood the way we pick on each other.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then Dry Cut, if you ever read some of his comments towards me, I mean, we're insulting one another vulgarly.
Well, and if you don't know, you think y'all are serious.
What's
Because
there?
I mean, I've come into some of those chats where you're cutting each other up like that, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Are they serious or are they just messing around?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, well,
Oh,
you
and it
guys all
started
keep
with
warm, and
you too, Mike.
I'll leave you with you southern folk with something kind of funny. If we have a whole bunch of people out in our lake and it's at night, they literally build a fire on the ice. I don't know how the hell that works. I've
Well,
seen it
and
many times. I'm
we
not
used to do that on Mullet Lake. And
Thank you. Okay, guys. Well, God bless all.
All right.
And,
Good night, Mike.
Okay. Bye-bye.
We'll see you next time.
Good seeing you.
Absolutely.
Smith, we tried to let you in, brother, but it's just showing audio only.
I was trying to type out a comment and tell you that. I don't know if you can hear us or not.
I can hear you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm right here.
Oh, he's there.
So that's JW again?
No, that's Smith, right?
Somebody new.
That's 6079 Smith, the main character from the book. Anybody can name it? The book
You got me, Captain.
1984. A documentary.
Cool.
How you doing, Sarah's Happy Hives?
I'm great.
You randomly showed up in my stream, in my feed, so I thought I'd click on this.
Well, thanks for clicking. It wasn't clickbait.
No, it was not. I'm always looking for a new community to share information.
Well, we're glad to hear. We love to do that here.
The queen bee died, and I know that a queen can't, or the hive can't survive without the queen. And the queen died on 8/9/22 in the rest of the world, September 8th, 2022 in the rest of the world, or HIV-E, because it's an HIV-E hive mind. Does that make sense?
I'm trying to make it.
I know I'm different. I'm just here to share stuff.
Well, look, and here's the thing, because I am a nerdy nerd. I'm a geeky nerd.
I'm an autistic nerd.
I like Doctor Who. I like Star Wars.
Oh, Doctor Who, that's good.
May the Force be with you.
The WHO.
The WHO in
And who is that? What is that? What sound does an owl make? It's who. And where is Bohemian Grove? It's in California. And what do they worship? They worship an owl, like on the back of a dollar bill.
No way.
Yes, they do.
Get out.
It's Bohemian Rhapsody, like Queen.
Right. And
Bohemian
Queen,
Grove.
like Fred, like Lee resembles Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. and Prince died on the Queen's birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now, okay, what is your first name again?
My name, I go by 6079 Smith W, and that is the main character. And he works for the Ministry of Truth in the book 1984.
The Ministry of Truth. Okay, Mr.
They really have nothing to do with the truth. They just want to.
I'm going to call you Mr. W.
You can call me Smitty W 6079. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Smitty, Mr. W. You are so dear to my heart already with the nerd stuff. I love it.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
We're doing well, bud. Appreciate you dropping by.
What is this stream about?
Well, we are here to praise the Lord and talk about honeybees.
Oh, I love you. So let me tell you about the birds and the bees. 5G's killing both of them.
The what killed both of them?
Those new internet things they're putting up all over, and they wrap Jesus in what's called a shroud.
Right.
And if you look up what those things are wrapped in around the schools, they're called shrouds. Because they're shrouding the truth.
Things that
the lockdowns had nothing to do with your safety. They were just installing those all over the country. I think I've seen a couple of you here be somewhere else on the interwebs.
In the interweb, here on these YouTube streets.
Yes.
In these live chats.
I feel like I've seen Gunline Bees.
You might have.
I might have.
It
looks familiar. And I love anybody who loves God. Am I trying to say I'm a good person? No, I'm not. I'm not the best person.
Are any of us really the best people? I mean,
no. Is it a measure of good health to be well-adjusted to profoundly sick society? No, it's not. Am I dealing well with how the world's going? Not really. I don't think it would be a measure of good health if I was like, yeah, everything's good. No. Have you seen the world?
I appreciate your honesty. That is. Yeah.
I think when I go to other channels, people think I'm fear-mongering. I'm just being real.
Well, and realism can be mistaken for fear-mongering because it is what it is. And when you say it is what it is, people don't want it, and then denial leads to fear.
And so only because you brought it up first, you said you believe in God and all that. What is fear? Fear of the Lord, Proverbs 1:7, is the beginning of understanding. So fear no man, fear the Lord.
That's it. Don't fear the one that can kill the body. Fear the one that can kill the body and the soul.
Yeah. So John 1:1, all this stuff I'm going to share with you is original. Thank you for welcoming me to your community. John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and that Word was God. Now, that word that they use for word in John 1:1 is logos. Now, the funny coincidence that I've extrapolated from that is that logos is what people are searching for on their clothes. People aren't out searching for the word of God because God didn't damn it. A company from Beaverton, Oregon did with their false idol worship. The first billionaire athlete, Michael Jordan, known for his all-mocking tongue. He's known for his all-mocking tongue. And what is Nike? Nike is the god of war. I got a whole thing on it that I've made up, and it's original. If you go search my research, you will find it on Facebook. You'll find it on YouTube that Jordan was born 5,666 days before Kobe, but it's with no context. It makes no sense. It's not about me. All glory to the Most High. But what it's pointing you to is the false idol worship and how people are refusing God because Kobe translates to Jacob and Jacob translates to Israel. Kobe is Jacob, is Israel. Does it seem like the world went to shit after Kobe died? It's not because Kobe was Jesus. It's because Kobe was a false Jesus. Kobe translates to the supplanter or one who takes the place of someone else, like a false idol or an antichrist. Was I crying in the streets when he died? No. Was Sarah's happy hives crying in the streets when Kobe died? No. But were people? Yes, they were. They worshipped him.
I mean, it was sad. I wasn't happy.
And I'm not when anybody dies. But the point I'm making is that people should not be celebrating these golden bowl because Kobe is drunk in beef like a bull. Jordan played for the Bulls.
Now see, and
I know.
those
Oh,
little
I'm just laughing at your association.
No, I know, and
they go
I
like
go too much of it.
Gallagher's.
So let
Like
me go next
Gallagher
level
did
with
his-
this.
Yeah, but
Literally.
I do take a little bit personal that you're attacking people that you really don't know.
Okay, so
And,
I grew up.
hold on a second. I agree that we shouldn't worship false idols, but bringing in people who we don't know at all and bringing up their tragedies and almost sounding like that is okay. I'm a little uncomfortable with that
Philip,
conversation.
Finding
so respectfully,
coincidences and
this
dates
is
like
the
that
nicest. This is the
not-
nicest panel I've ever been on who has refuted anything of it, and I appreciate that because I normally go on there. They say you're a lunatic, this and that. So let me elaborate here that Jordan is the first billionaire athlete ever. Jordan is known for his all mocking tongue. His all mocking tongue, like in the Bible.
So Michael Jordan, the basketball star.
Yes.
He's the one who, I mean, a lot of people, and I
There's
actually
kids getting
went
shot
to,
in the street for his shoes.
well, I went to a women's conference and they actually used Michael Jordan as an example at a women's conference, and I couldn't understand why she was using a male role model to encourage women. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I
makes
understand Michael Jordan, and I know that you're going to the coincidences that happen, and sometimes they add up to something, but sometimes they just don't pan out.
No, I promise this will blow your mind how much I originally have discovered. So where
Do
was
you
Jesus?
have
Where was
that
Jesus?
on your YouTube channel?
I so kind of, but not too much.
Okay, and your YouTube channel name is 6079 Smith W.
The main character from the book 1984. And so
Okay.
my name is 6079, and in reverse, that would be 9706. And they say Jimmy Butler is Jordan's illegitimate son. He's born 9706 days after Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
This is Rain Man stuff now.
I am the Rain Man. Drop some matches, I will count them.
Well,
I promise.
okay.
I have discovered things no one has found.
Can you put your powers to bees like this? Because we talk about bees mostly.
Bees, yes. So the queen died, like I said, in the rest of the world, they say the day of the month first. So in America, it was 9822, September 8th, 2022. But everywhere else but America, it was 8th day of September 2022, or 8922. And what is 8922? It's HIV. It's an HIV hive mind. Does that make sense?
No,
And then it's just in time for the release of the new Beekeeper movie.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, to the point of all of it, without getting real deep, because it sounds like we're headed off into.
I'm
We
so
don't-
different.
we
I'm so
don't
different, and I
have
appreciate
time
you
for
guys.
that.
I'll mute.
But definitely email me, Mr. W, because you have some interesting, fascinating connections.
Right. It would also be nice if you would use your real name, because everybody on here uses their real name.
I know. I appreciate, but once you hear some of the other stuff I share,
No, I don't want to hear it if you're not.
No more tonight, though. Thank you.
If you're gonna hide behind something like
here
that.
I am right here. So don't give me that. Don't give me
Whoa,
that.
whoa,
Okay.
whoa,
Don't
whoa.
give me that. I'm right here.
That's the end of that kind of
We're not gonna do
conversation.
that.
Everybody
We are
breathe.
friendly. We are
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah.
This is
We are
not
right.
a
There ain't a
confrontational
tater where you
chat.
digging.
Yeah,
There ain't a tater where you digging.
this is a calm Sunday night fellowship. We're not here to argue over numbers and
really
names.
quick before you boot me, Sarah?
Now look, I understand that
I'm
you
not here to
have
be a troll.
you have a lot of information in your brain and it's coming out in that way, but we need to find an appropriate way because we're not
confrontational.
The foolishness is staying at the door.
I
We need to do
promise
it.
I don't want to be confrontational. I don't know if I've came across that way. Did I share this already? I can't remember. My heater, it's -5 degrees in the city that I live. My heater just went. My furnace went out yesterday. I had my wife and my daughter stay at her parents' house. I'm staying home so my pipes don't freeze. I just want to share this with you. Did I say this already? I can't remember because I had a couple drinks. I haven't drank in about 2.5 weeks. 1 Peter 5:8. Stay sober, stay vigilant, because the devil is a roaring lion.
That's right.
Gunline bees, dude. Give your wife a high five. She's awesome. She's like, this guy's crazy. You guys are all you guys are good. You guys are all good people. You guys are all good people. I just want to share.
Now that we know that you've had a couple of drinks, it all makes sense.
Sarah, can I share this real quick, and I'll jump off here.
Okay.
Hurry up.
John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with. Did I already say this? The Word was with God. The Word was God. That word for word is logos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been there.
Well, and it'll make more sense when you sleep it off. Okay.
Okay. I'll jump on here tomorrow. I already subscribed to your
sleep.
channel. I'm not a troll. I promise.
Get some good sleep, and we'll talk a good talk when you're sober. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be the same. God bless.
Take care.
Okay, you guys, it's almost 11 o'clock.
Let's end on that note for tonight.
We gotta say good night. You guys, that was wow.
Yeah. First experience like that on YouTube.
I think we handled it pretty well together. You guys, we make a great team.
I'm just telling myself to take a deep breath.
Yes.
Take a deep breath. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, Sarah, thank you for coming on.
And thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh my.
Yeah. Oh my.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, that was entertaining.
Well, and you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, Mr. W. We gotta go, so we're gonna shut it down. Yeah. I will see you guys next time. Have a great week.
You too, Sarah. Thank you so much for coming on with us tonight. We really enjoyed it. I hope to talk to you soon.
Yes, take care. God bless you all. Thank you for riding it out.
God bless.
We'll see y'all on the next one.
Night,
Good night, everybody.
Y'all take care.
All righty.